Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Backyard Beach Reviews. For those that don't know me, I do Massachusetts outdoor related content and beach reviews, but I just finished the Internet Invitational and I've got some thoughts. So I'm going to go through who I think are the top 5 biggest losers and biggest winners of the Internet Invitational. Now, first off, I think this is the best piece of YouTube golf content that I've ever seen, period. And this is just 4 or so weeks after the Bryson and Steph Curry video, the Breaking 50, which I thought was maybe the best YouTube video ever. But this Internet Invitational, the size and the scale of it is just incredible. For someone who's a huge fan of YouTube golf and always been a big fan of Barstool, this was like the portal scene in Avengers Endgame. Seeing all these content creators in one place at the same time was just surreal. You don't expect to see it. All right, so starting off with the 5 biggest losers. Now, to be fair, I'm a fan of all these people. I'm just looking at this as who I think came out of this the best and who I think came out of it the worst. So at number 5, I've got Wesley Bryan. Now, I've never really been a huge fan of the Bryan brothers. I think they're just a little bit too good for YouTube golf. I like seeing the characters like the Joey Colcutts and the Bobs of the world, and even the good guys who aren't, absolute sticks. Wes played on tour. He won a tour event. Now, I know he's got a very popular channel, and I'll probably watch more of his videos after this, knowing him and George. But you come in there with the expectations to be the best, and he didn't really show up. I know he had Bob on his team. I didn't love what he said about feeling like he was playing by himself when he played with Bob. I know what he meant. I know that he just meant that he has to make better shots, so it's more on him and he's more focused and more dialed. But come on, man. Bob's the best. I would love to play with Bob, probably more than anyone in this whole group. So it wasn't necessarily anything that he said or did. It was just the expectations were high and he didn't meet them. And that team was definitely my favorite. They had all the stars. Grant, Garrett, Bob, Colcutts, Biz, Witt, just an endless amount of superstars from YouTube golf, and I really wanted to see them move forward. So Wes could have done a little bit of a better job in getting them there. Not all his fault, though, as you'll see later. Number 4 is DOD King. Now, I wasn't a fan of his content before. I didn't love his whole cocky and arrogant style. I know it's a character. I know it's a shtick. But you can't have that be your shtick and then play the way that he played in the semis. Now, I will say he took full accountability, and I saw an interview with him just a day or two ago where he was taking full accountability and just kind of humanizing him a little bit. But when your whole persona is, I'm the best out here, I don't even need tees, you kind of got to show up, especially on a par 3 course. You really don't need tees there. So I think he's the 4th biggest loser out of this. Now, again, I've become a fan. I've actually become a fan of DOD after this. After seeing him humanized and seeing how much he actually cared and how much he didn't want to disappoint his teammates, I'm a fan. I'm going to consume his content now. But I don't think it's a great look, all things considered. Okay, number 3 is Paige Spiranac. I love Paige Spiranac. And I saw her post some videos after the first couple episodes about all the hate that she was receiving, and I didn't really understand it. I don't think that she did anything to deserve any of that hate at that point. So I was a little thrown off, and I think after seeing the finale, I think a lot of that was coming from a place of her just absolutely dreading the finale coming out because she knew that there was controversy specifically surrounded around her, and the way she handled it, she probably didn't think was the best. So totally understandable. People forget that these are, they're celebrities to a certain point, right? Maybe C-list celebrities, and we see them on screen all the time, but they're actual people with actual feelings, and it's tough to deal with, I would assume. I don't get a lot of backlash. My channel's not nearly big enough. It's not great the way that people treat these people. And I know I'm making a list of the 5 biggest losers from this series, but it's not meant to be in that way. It's just meant to be on, the optics and who came out on top, who came out on the bottom. Okay, number 2 is Melosi. You switched off the slope, man. Everybody knows. Everybody saw it. I was shocked that they didn't give him a penalty. They were saying that there was no evidence, but he heard there was going to be checks on the rangefinders. He went back to his cart, grabbed his rangefinder, looked at it, had his thumb on the button that switches the slope on and off, shuffled his thumb a little bit, and then put it down behind him when he saw that Bubby saw him. Speaking of which, you'll see in the winner section, but absolutely incredible performance by Bubby. He just came off like a man of integrity, just a good overall person, an honest person. It's not easy to call out your boy in that situation. They're good friends. They're good guys. They're good friends. But Bubby still called him out. And that was really incredible, and he stuck with it. So shout to Bubby for that. Having the slope, I know, well, it's an advantage, over the field is not worth the blowback. And it makes you look like a scumbag. It's not worth it. It wasn't worth it. It's just a really slimy move. You're competing against your friends. Like, you're facing Brad in a $1 million match. He's your boy. And you got to cheat against him? Just not great. Now, I did see that he was getting threats and his family was getting messages and threats. There's absolutely no room for that. That's insane behavior. I hope that those aren't continuing. I did see that he was going to address it in a video within the coming days, so I'm curious to see if he actually does come clean or if he just still sticks with his story, which is just unbelievable. But no, you can't be threatening people's family because they cheated a little bit in a golf tournament. Like, let's get real, people. All right, number one, I'm still not over it. That was Quan. Oh, man. The way that he handled that situation is what I'm most upset about. Well, maybe the way that he talked to PFT before the whole thing even started. Like, he was just being such a piece of and then he goes and sleeps through his tee time, lets down 23 other people. Like, I get that you don't care and it's not a big thing to you, but there's 23 other people that this could be life-changing for. And you just had no empathy, no accountability, and you were just a dick after that, too. Like, we're on the green telling PFT he has no chance of hitting a putt. This guy's tried to pick you up for the first 4 or 5 holes, whatever the punishment was, and you're just being a dick to him. Well, I think that the blowback that he got is deserved. I disagree strongly with a lot of the comments saying that it's not a big deal. You shouldn't ever sleep through a tee. I don't care if you're on a golf trip and you're hungover and you get an 8 a.m. tee time. You get up. You just get up. As an adult, you just wake up. You have other people that are relying on you to have a good time in that instance. In this instance, you have other people relying on you for $1 million. Just be a normal person and wake up. Absolutely crazy. I'm glad Witt laid into him. I know Witt got some pushback on that from the comments, but I think it was so deserved. Like, if he just came to the tee box and just apologized profusely and showed some empathy and accountability and that he was sorry, then fine. Whatever. I still don't love it, but he just went the complete opposite direction. It might have been the editing, but I didn't see a single apology. He just said, yeah, I wish I didn't sleep through my alarm clock. Like, yeah, bud. What? Absolutely ridiculous. Not a fan, never will be. Okay, 5 biggest winners of the Internet Invitational. Number 5, got Chaz. Chaz did not miss a fairway the entire tournament. It was absolutely incredible to watch. And he was nailing putts. He was nailing bombs, like 25, 30 footers. He could not miss. He was so clutch. He was so likable. I really enjoyed watching Chaz, and I'm going to be watching his content a lot more from here out. I didn't love that people were saying he only doesn't miss a fairway because he's small. There's less room for error within his swing. The guy's 4 feet tall, and he pipes the ball 250, and we're saying that his natural disadvantage is an advantage. I think that's a little messed up. But he takes it in stride, and he's so likable. He has such great energy. He's a vibes guy. I was getting a little annoyed with Sarah telling him that he was him every time, and also saying that she would hit every putt, and she never hit a putt. But, man, yeah, Chaz deserves all the positive publicity that comes out of this. All the subscribers, all the views, deserves it more than anything. Really fun to watch. Gained a fan in me for sure. All right, number 4 is Lacey. Lacey, she didn't play that well. She played great the first day. Down the stretch, she wasn't that great. On the par 3 course, she was only okay. She made some bad shots, but just being in the right place at the right time for her was a life changer. One would argue that what she gained out of this was better than what the winners won. She's got a new career, essentially. She can now be an influencer, a golf influencer if she'd like. She was just at Barstool headquarters with Sydney Wells and Barstool Outdoors. I think they really like her. So, I mean, she could have a job at Barstool. I think she's got a podcast now. She launched a career from this, from just being in the right place at the right time. Now, I felt so bad for Hank. I felt so bad. Hank and I are probably around similar skill levels in golf, and I think he's just as obsessed with it as me. And to be in that situation, to have your clubs, to be ready for it, and then to think that you're going to be involved in that, and then just get absolutely disappointed and eviscerated by Dave. Dave enjoyed that so much. Dave, I love Dave, but he's such a dickhead. It's crazy. But I did feel bad. But yeah, Lacey gained tons of popularity, tons of followers, tons of subs, and now she can do whatever she wants. She took advantage of her opportunity, which is really awesome to see. All right, number 3. Now I've been a fan of Bubby from watching good videos, but I didn't know he was this good a guy. Just a man of integrity. He said that he would turn down any amount of money if it meant that his team advanced, and he held his word. He at that lunch in between rounds, I think in the 3rd episode, Dave was kind of calling him crazy for not taking any money. He said he wouldn't take any amount of money if it meant that his team would advance, and then he got offered $250,000 and he turned it down. So I personally disagree with the decision. I think I would have went for it both times. I think if they had lost the first one, it would just be tied 3-3, and if they had lost the second one, they had another chance to win it. So it would be overtime. I probably would have taken it. I don't know what I would do in that situation. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have taken it because I would have been too nervous. I would have been absolutely shaking. If I had the tee shot, I would have been shaking. I also loved what Bubby did with the rangefinder situation and Melosi. Melosi's his boy, as I mentioned before. But I think at one point Bubby was like, I just got to be honest, man. And he was. He was totally honest. He called out his boy. He stuck with it. Saw something that was wrong, and he addressed it. And there's not many people like that out there. Just a really, really great guy, it seems like. Would love to hang out with him. Would love to play golf with him. So Bubby is number 3. All right, number 2. Brad Dalkey is an absolute stick. He didn't say one thing wrong. He didn't do one thing wrong, and he hit every single shot. He didn't hit a bad shot. I've seen his content before. Not a lot of it. I didn't know he was this good. I watched his podcast last night, and he said that he had played 10 matches over the course of 10 days leading up to the Internet Invitational, and his game was pretty dialed, and he had all those kind of stroke play matches to prepare for it, and that's why he played to the level that he did play at. But man, some of those shots, the guy drives the ball 350, he's got the softest hands around the green, and he just sinks putts. Absolutely incredible to watch. He's getting to the point where he might be a little too good for YouTube golf for me too. I don't know what it is. I like the characters. I like to see people suck because it makes me feel better about my game. But I'll be consuming more of his content, that's for sure. He's just an overall good guy too. So he gained tons and tons of subscribers. He's probably the biggest guy in YouTube golf right now, and well-deserved. Played lights out when the pressure was on. He said that in the last tee shot on 18, he was as or more nervous than his first tee shot at Augusta for the Masters. So that just gives you an idea of the scale of this thing. In a lot of ways, YouTube golf, more people are going to see this than most PGA tournaments. So I get the nerves. And the purse was probably a little bit bigger than he's played for. I think he said it was the most money he's ever won competitively in golf. But he may have also said that it's the most that he's ever played for. So really cool to see someone of that stature kind of feel the nerves of a YouTube video. It's pretty crazy how far YouTube golf has come. So Dalkey, number 2. And then number 1, of course, this is the saddest thing ever. When I saw the news about Beef, I was just heartbroken. By all accounts, he was the nicest person, genuinely nice. Just a good guy. And this couldn't have gone any better for him. It was really great to see. It was almost scripted. The fact that he won this is just absolutely incredible. On that 18th green, when he was getting congratulated by everyone, you could see how happy they were for him. These are people that he didn't even know 72 hours ago, and they were just genuinely happy for him because he's that good of a person. I think going forward, this obviously needs to have some memorial aspect for Beef. I believe Foreplay just started a charity with his former school in his name. I also think that Payne Valley has a really good opportunity to throw a plaque where he said they should put a plaque for his half swing pitch and wedge layup on the second shot on the par 5. I think that would be a really nice gesture. It was hysterical. I'm going to start using that joke too every time I hit a mediocre shot or a layup. I should throw a plaque there. So just absolutely heartbreaking for everyone that knew him. It's tough. I mean, that was, never thought I'd be shedding tears at the end of a Barstool or a Bob Does video, but that was super, super emotional. I was so happy for him in that moment, but, obviously, he's no longer with us, and that's just devastating. It's heartbreaking. The way that Brad was talking about it, about how him and Francis just wanted to celebrate with them one more time, it was just absolutely brutal. Rest in peace, Beef. I'll put the link to the charity in the description if anyone's feeling like they want to donate or anything. I'm sure it's getting plenty of traction, but every little bit helps. So just want to honor his name, All right, guys, that does it. Top 5 biggest losers, top 5 biggest winners from the Internet Invitational. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Again, I typically do beach reviews, but I sprinkle in some golf content. If you look at my last video that I'll attach to this video, just played 9 holes, and I'm in Florida right now. Just played 9 holes trying to break 40. That's that's how good I am. I'm a 16 handicap, and really comes down to the wire in that one. So if you want to take a look, go for it. All right, guys, thank you.